Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome to another episode of His and Herbs.
Let me talk first.
What? Wait, go ahead, do the introduction then.
Hello everyone, today we are gonna grow some pineapple today at morning.
Pineapples, right? Okay, so I told you guys that the next video was gonna be about pineapples, right? So let me tell you why I'm dedicating this video particularly to pineapples. Because they were my worst enemy last year, right? They were my worst enemy. I started about, how many, about 20 something pineapples. I'm gonna say roughly 30 pineapples.
Only pineapple left.
And only 5 pineapples made it, exactly. I started off with about 30 pineapples. And out of that 30, I was only able to successfully get 8 of them to grow. Right? But out of that 8, I only have 5 left. And I'm going to talk about that. I guess that's funny to her. my pineapple failures are humorous. I'm glad to know that. But I'm going to talk more about why I think some of them I didn't have success with some of them, and then why I know I didn't have success with some others. Right? So first things first. When I do my pineapples, one of the first things that I do now is I made the Malaya. Really?
What? I just thanked me.
Okay, you about to be X'd out this video.
I think I gotta leave now.
All right. So, all right.
I will save you a spot.
Okay. All right, guys. So Keisha had to dip out on us for a minute. It's fine though, because little Malaya is gonna be our co-host for the day, right? While she eat her homemade tortilla chips and guac, right?
What?
Right?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So now, I think one of the mistakes that I was making when I was doing the pineapples was number one, I was picking the wrong pineapples. Right? I was picking the wrong pineapples. That was mistake number one. Okay. So some pineapples, when you buy them, they come already drilled out so that you can't reproduce it. You can't grow other pineapples from home. Right? That's their way of being able to kind of corner the market by, making it so they're the only producers of the pineapples. So some of them are actually drilled out. And I'm gonna show you what that looks like in just a second. This is a pineapple I started last year, and this is what I have left over. Right? So this is one of the 5 that actually made it. But when you go to the store and you buy your pineapples, make sure you check the center to make sure that it's not drilled out, that it still has the new leaves that are growing in from the middle. So when you buy your new pineapples, ladies and gentlemen, you see these new leaves that right down the middle. You want to make sure that you have those. You see how it has 2 new leaves already coming up out the middle. You want to make sure that you have those in place. So my second co-host has left me in lieu of playtime, but it's cool. All right, I can hold it down by myself. All right, so I think that's the first mistake I made when picking the pineapples. Right. So now when I go actually pick the pineapples we eat a lot of pineapples. So every time I go with the intention of being able to regrow it. So I always go and these center leaves right here, I'll pull on these leaves just to make sure that they don't come out, because when a pineapple starts to die, we got these gnats from all this stuff now. I got the bug zapper over there, but whatever. Anyway, so when the pineapple starts to die, one of the first things that you'll notice is that the center those center leaves that I was just showing you that need to be there, they'll start to be a little bit wobbly, a little bit unstable. So if I go buy them from the store and those leaves are unstable, that's an indicator to me that this thing isn't going to be successful to try to fruit. So I always check those center leaves, make sure that they're nice and strong and firm and in there nice and tight. And then I also check some of the surrounding leaves just to make sure that if I tug on it, it doesn't just pop out. I'm not trying to pick it up and spin it around by the leaf, but just strong enough for me to be, that's an indicator to me that it's going to be strong enough for me to be able to plant and fruit later down the road. So that's 2. So first thing is to make sure that the center isn't bored out, and the second thing is to make sure that the center leaves are also healthy, basically, right? Now, when you actually get your pineapple, unfortunately, I don't have a pineapple. They used all the pineapple, right, before I could make the video. Just hold on. Okay, I'm back. So, all right, I thought we were out of pineapples, but we have one pineapple left that we're not going to eat because it went bad. It was kind of hiding from us in the pantry somewhere. So I'm going to show you my process for actually rooting these things and getting them into the containers to grow. Okay, so you have your pineapple, right? Fresh bought pineapple. You've checked the center leaves and all that, and everything's good. As you can see, this one is not good. It was drilled out. I think it was drilled out. Maybe no. I think this one died. Yeah, this one just died. So the center leaves started to fall out. Okay, but when I bought this, everything was good on it. So now when you want to prep this for growth, what you want to do is you just want to grab the crown, grab the rest of it, and twist. That's it. One, just like a motorcycle, right? You just want to twist, and it's going to come right off. Now I'm going to go ahead and throw this back in the trash, right? Because I have some newer pineapple tops that I'm going to actually use. Right now, I've had these for a couple of days. They've been sitting out. So I hope I didn't leave them out too bad. But once you peel that pineapple top off, what you're going to do is you're going to have these leaves right around here. Okay? Oh, he's like a ninja. So you're gonna peel off all of these leaves around the portion of the pineapple that came out of the actual pineapple itself. Right? So get these things peeled off. Now the thing about this one particular pineapple, it's a little weird because when I took the top off, I got all this extra meat. I've never gotten that much meat in one, once I take the crown off. So I'm gonna have to dig through all that meat to make sure I get all the leaves off. Okay guys, so I got it all peeled up, and this is what it looks like, right? This is what it's gonna look like. You see how I have all this extra space here, whereas the leaves before we started, all of these leaves came all the way down to this point here. Now I have all of this extra space right here that I've just created. Now as you peel the leaves back, you'll be able to see the roots starting to be exposed, right? So all that black stuff, all that brown stuff that's right in there, that's all those are roots right there, right? And they're the dead roots, right? Easy day. And you're gonna do that with all your tops. You're gonna peel them back. It may have to go back a few layers in order to get all the roots exposed, but you want to take it back as far as you can to make sure that all the roots, that whole system is exposed. Because once you continue with the process, that's where the roots are going to actually come out of, right? Not necessarily that these brown roots are going to come back to life, but it's going to produce new roots, right? And you want to create as much space as you can for those new roots to grow. All right, so that was that step. Now what I'm going to do is really simple, really easy. I'm going to take this pineapple and I'm going to place it in this cup of water. Now typically the way I like to do it is I like to use this method where I have this pineapples in 2 different cups. So I'm just using the red Solo cup that I got from the Dollar Tree for $1, right? To roots like it dark. They like it dark, so I just use the red Solo cup just to provide that darkness for the roots to promote their growth, right? But this clear Solo cup is what I actually have the pineapples sitting in, based in, right? And as you can see there, let's see, you can see that it has a good amount of roots growing. And this is about maybe 3 weeks worth of growth, right? So it has all those roots growing out of this one pineapple. I sit it down in the water, and as you can see, I do not. This is what I think I was doing wrong. Number 3, right, or 4, wherever we are, right. Ain't nobody keeping count anyway. But another thing that I think I was doing wrong was I was putting too much water in here. So I was filling up the cup until it was at the leaves, at the green, which I think was promoting the leaves to rot and go bad. So now what I do instead is I stop just above the section where the roots are supposed to spawn out of. I stop right there. That way the rest of the plant doesn't get wet. It doesn't allow it to rot and to go bad. Because what would happen is sometimes they wouldn't root or they would go bad. All right, my bad, y'all. I ran out of space. I had to delete some stuff. So like I was saying, where's my cup? If I let that water get too high, sometimes it wouldn't root or it would go bad right in the cup. So I was being stagnated before I even got it to the pot. Like some of the ones that I had last year, I didn't even get to the pot before it started to go bad, right? So that's that step, right? So first, picking the pineapple, making sure that the leaves are strong, it's not all wobbly and loose on the inside, those inner leaves. Also making sure you have those inner leaves in place, because if not, once again, it could have been drilled out. Peeling the pineapple back, peeling back the leaves until the roots are exposed, and try to expose as much as possible. You don't have to overdo it. That's fine right there. It doesn't have to be all the way down here. That's more than enough space. All right. If you look at this one here, I didn't go that. I did about the same amount of space, right? And look at all the roots that we have there. Easy day. So that's that. My co-host is coming back. She's back. And that would have been on camera too, right? So what was I saying? So yeah. So making sure you put it in enough water to where it covers just enough, just the section of the roots, as all of that and as little of this as possible, right? Like I said, with the roots like the dark, so I'm gonna put this cup right back into this red solo cup. Fits perfectly, right? So now when I want to check the roots and I want to check the growth, all I gotta do is boom, I can see it. And then I have, like I said, we got 1, 2, 3. That's 4. We have 4 right now growing inside of the cup. Inside of the cup's the same exact way, and all of them have really good roots. And the cool thing about it is, the last one that I just put in the water, obviously when I put it in there, it didn't have any roots. But within a week, I had a good amount of roots in there, unless I lost track of time, and it's really been like 2 weeks. But I think within a week, it started to show really good roots. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna do, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and put this one in some water, so we can get the root growth on this one. But I'm also, as you saw in the beginning of the video, I had to prep the soil for the pineapples that I'm gonna the ones that I have, I'm gonna actually plant in here. You good?
I'm good.
You just paying attention?
I'm learning.
Oh, okay. So what I did is you saw what I did. I'm gonna do a separate. We're gonna do a separate video on that later. But I made my own soil, and it is gonna be seed friendly. What you call it? The little plants.
Starters.
Those things. It's gonna be that stuff friendly, right? But it's mainly peat moss, right? I use 50% peat moss and 50% of the other soil. And like I said, I'm gonna do a video on that later so that you guys can understand what I did. So I got my soil mixture together, and the reason why I did that is I used to plant these straight into the bag soil that I would get from like Home Depot, from some big box store, and they didn't. So like I said, some I lost in the cup during the rooting portion, the rooting phase, and others I lost when I actually got them into the bucket, transplanted them into the bucket. I think the soil was too thick. It was too tough for them. It was too mature.
For the seed starters.
For the ones like this. For the ones like this, even with the roots, I think the soil was a little bit too hard for them, to be honest with you. So I think that the soil that I was planting them in was a little too rough for the roots that have formed. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna try a lighter mixture of soil to see if that has any added benefit. And it already has fertilizer and stuff in it, which I didn't necessarily want, but I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna see what happens. And this is how I'm gonna do the rest of the plants that we've already started. We already started to root. Right. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dig a nice little hole. Well, you alright?
Oh yeah, I just saw a lot of dirt.
That's that peat moss. It's really light.
It is very light.
It was flying. It was flying in my face. Note to self and to you guys: always stand upwind. When dealing with light soil, because that stuff is flying everywhere. But all I'm gonna do is take it. I'm gonna place it in there, and then put it down in the soil, and just tuck it in. Just tuck it in a little bit. I'm gonna just tuck mine in. There you go. Easy as pie, right? And then we can get some nice pineapple growth off of this right here, right? And I'm gonna do that with the other pineapples that we have already. This is the pineapple that you guys just saw me peel, and I just sat it in a new batch of water. I used the old the old cup that this one came out of, and as you can see, it's still low. It's beneath the green on the leaves, but still above the area where the roots are gonna grow. And that's it. That's how we do our pineapples. And we're gonna do the rest of the pineapples that we have that's already rooted. I have one more that I have to do just like this one and put it and get it in some water. But the rest of them are already rooted, and we're gonna do the same thing as we did with this pineapple here. So we enjoyed you guys. We hope you guys enjoyed us and found value in the video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And if you didn't, if you feel like it was a waste of your time, give us a thumbs up anyway.
Thumbs down. Just not to do it.
Then you know it. That's one of her favorite YouTubers right there.
Gotta love him.
All right, Skinny Boy Randy. So, shout out to him.
I call him SKBR.
Yeah, I call him Skinny Boy Randy. It just flows easier for me.
I call him Skeeber.
Skeeber. All right. So shout out to Skeeber, Skinny Boy Randy, for blessing us with your knowledge in the garden
And laughter
and your energy, lots and lots of energy. Right. So if you haven't checked him out already, make sure you do. But yeah, you got anything else?
Oh, happy pineapple planting.
Happy pineapple planting. We wish you guys all the success and the best of luck in everything that you do in your garden. All right, so until next time, ladies and gentlemen, we love you. Take care. Bye-bye.